You're locked in with the Innovators. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. What's going on? You locked in with the Innovators YouTube. You already know I got the best interviews right here, man. This episode is sponsored by O2 Juice. You already know what it is, man. I got San Francisco, California in the building, man. I got Stunnaman02 in the studio. What's popping?
Hey, what's popping? Everything popping. Everything going well. We popping like hot grease. Let's get it on.
First, I want to say it's a pleasure and a blessing to have you here.
Likewise.
Long-awaited interview. We've been supposed to do this for a while. I appreciate you for coming out here today and getting this done with me.
Man, it's my pleasure. I feel like a Chick-fil-A employee, man. I'm happy to be here. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Just to start off, how's everything going for you today? How you doing?
Man, living the best life I ever lived. Man, everything positive, everything growing. You know what I'm saying? I would say I could complain, but I can't. You know, life is beautiful. God blessing me. How about yourself?
Today has been good for the most part. I feel like I slept in too late, but it was just hella hot, so I was like, man,
you need that rest.
I was like, I'm gonna get in my little run a little later. So I was like, when it cooled down a little bit, I was just preparing for this and just playing Madden for real.
Hey man, you had to get your big rest for this big interview. It's all good.
You already know.
Rest is a priority. We don't talk about that a lot. Hell yeah.
I've been seeing you working out a lot. Have you always been into working out, or is that something newer?
When I was younger, I was real small, and then once I hit like 5 or 6, I hit like a crazy growth spurt. Got hella big and everything. So I was that chunky kid. You know what I'm saying? You know how that shit feels. So it's like I was like, damn. My mom threw me in sports, so I always had it in me after that. After that, it was cool.
What you played?
I played football, basketball, baseball, soccer. I should have ran track, but I was just that chunky dude that played every type of sport.
Yeah.
So that was a good background because it helped me make friends, and it established in me young, like, okay, this working out is serious. It got me more accustomed to it. You know what I'm saying? So that was hella cool. And then
what high school you went to?
I went to Sacred Heart. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Irish. We out here, man. Yeah. Black Irish like Eddie Griffin. We out here.
How did you grow up? Were your parents around? Like, what was that like?
You know, it's crazy. My mom been in my life my whole time. Grew up, mom and my grandma. I just met my dad last week. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was crazy. I met him when I was 1 year old, but no recollection of that. Yeah. But, you know, first time meeting him last week, amazing experience. I advise anybody who has not met their parent to build a relationship with them if you can. Always forgive, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget, of course. But, you know, establishing that made me feel more complete. It was a lot of things in my life that I knew instinctually, but I couldn't answer to you. Now meeting that other side of my family, like, oh, you chew just like me. That makes sense why I act like this or something like that. Yeah. So, you know, but grew up with moms and grams, Fillmore, California, San Francisco. Moved to the Point when I was 11, then moved back to Fillmore when I was 15, then moved to New Orleans at 18. My mom, my mom was like right before right when I graduated high school. That's like right before gentrification hit hard in the city. Yeah. So it was still kind of grimy out there. And she kind of seen when I was getting into, like, my friends had graduated high school and they was going like, okay, we did high school. Now we need to get some money. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm kicking it with them every day. She kind of peeping what's going on. She's like, all right, you got 2 options. Either you're going to go to SF State if you're going to live here, or you got to get out of here. You got to go. And I'm like, damn, like that, Mom? She's like, yep. So then I went to New Orleans. Best, worst experience of my life, but I'm grateful and happy for it.
That's crazy as hell. What in New Orleans, what you was doing?
Man, I went to school. I went to Loyola University in New Orleans. It's crazy. I didn't know too much about it, but when I got there, I asked this DJ Cool Hands from Oakland. I was like, man, who from the Bay really made a footprint? And they was like, you don't know G-Eazy? I was like, G-Eazy? Who is that? Looked him up, and I was like, damn, that just motivated me. I wasn't making music heavy at the time, but went to school out there. But it was an amazing experience. The food, the women, the culture, man, it stick with me forever.
I've been in New Orleans. I feel like that was one of the
What's up? Let's go.
Times. I'll be down for that.
Ready?
I gotta go back.
All right, we gonna plan a trip.
I gotta go back.
AB from out there, my folks right there. He from Louisiana.
They got the best fucking food
ever. Real, everything. I don't eat seafood, but I tell you, a po' boy. Oh my God, that French bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fresh
they
women.
Be having random like shit that we don't have in Cali, like alligator sausages and shit.
Exactly, or alligator balls.
I tried that shit because I was like, bro, I'm out here. Fuck it.
Man, you got to step out your comfort zone. That's why you great. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like not having your pops around affected you anyway? And also, just a follow-up question, why was it important for you to fix that relationship? Because you could have just said, fuck it, we never had one. We don't need one.
Yeah, of course. I definitely feel like it affected me, and I try to make it affect me like positively in a way to where it's like, you know, at first I remember like last time I really tripped over, I was like 12. Like, cause at the same time I was living in the Point, I was going to the school called Cathedral School for Boys, one of the best schools in San Francisco. Yeah. So I would be going to my friend's house, and they living room be bigger than my whole house. Yeah. And I come back home to the hood, and I'd be like, damn, mom, why we poor for it? And I just used to be hella mad. So I'm like, damn, why you make my dad leave? Just hella emotional and shit. Yeah. And then it was like that. It made me feel like I don't have nobody to come to my games. Even though my mom was there, you still need that discipline, that guidance, you know what I'm saying? Because eventually you get bigger than your mom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You be able to talk back and everything. You need somebody to discipline you. Yeah. That's why fathers are important. Not saying moms can't. But then after that, meeting him for me was just like, it's just like a full circle thing. Like, it was like essential because like after I met him, I met that whole side of my family. Yeah. So now where it's like, I'm thinking like, damn, I gotta have play cousins to really feel like I got family. I got a whole side of the family. Like, if I be like, hey, come to Cali right now, they be like, man, let me just see how much a ticket is. Yeah. So that shit was dope, man. The way we connected was dope because like he's just like me. Like, we got the same birthday. Yeah. Family act. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
And then we met each other, and it's crazy how genetics works because I've never met this person in my life. Yeah. But not only do we look alike, we act alike. Yeah. And I never really knew too much about him and my grandpa till like I knew like what they did and whatnot, but knew too much about them till last year. And it's crazy because I'm the third generation entrepreneur. Yeah. So it's like, it's crazy to where you just have this in you. And the way my grandpa said, like, I ain't working for no white folks, you know what I'm saying? So it's like to have that in you and just to go get it. It's crazy.
I rock with that heavy, and I do commend you for seeking that and forming that relationship, because you feel me. We have, I mean, I've seen, you feel me, dudes that haven't had their dad around, they like, well, fuck them. Mm-hmm. And it's still that kind of animosity there, but I feel like, you know, like you said, having your dad around and having a relationship, I think it is important, and it really should be beneficial, you feel me?
It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to become a better person, because at the end of the day, the accountability is on you, but it does help you have a more defined route. Like, for example, a lot of people jump into the streets or jump into negative things because they don't got the guidance. Yeah. If you got somebody that's on you and being on you to stay focused, it's a lot bit easier to be like, okay, I got this person who actually cares about me and wants me to be better. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then, but on the other side, this might be an unpopular opinion. Like, it'd be kind of good for some folks not to have a dad, because then you get somebody like a Jay-Z, or you get all these great people who become hella successful because they had to find their own path. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's like,
it can go both sides. For
sure, you got to look at the good in it. That's what I took out of it.
What was it like growing up in San Francisco? I feel like San Francisco, it's a great city, but I feel like you talked about the gentrification, which was big, but I feel like it gets like, see, people from outside the Bay see San Francisco, they think city tourists, but it's like, nah, like,
man, it's definitely
get spunky.
It for sure do, like, for a fact, like, when I say I'm from Fillmore and I lived in the Point, I always say I'm not with the shit, you know what I'm saying? For me, that's just not who I am. I'm from the hood, but San Francisco got a lot of duality. Like, you can be on one block, you can be walking in Pack Heights, and then you keep walking down the street, and you're gonna end up in Fillmore, to where it's like, oh shit, you in the hood and you might get stripped. To me, it was like, ever since I could remember, like, literally coming out my house and like 10 dudes in front of my house, you know what I'm saying? I grew up on Hayden Webster, that's Page Street, so it's like right there, it's like that was a hot block, you know what I'm saying? Everybody out there, culture was buzzing. I loved it though, because every day everybody, what's up, Lil Jordan, everything. It teach you how to not only have your antennas up, but on top of that, it teach you your culture, it teach you bravado, you know what I'm saying? So that it was beautiful to me, but like, I hate that our community being ravished by gentrification, because it was like, we was in a bad type of social economic status, but at the end of the day, it was because the type of climate we was put in. You feel me? When you don't have resources, you don't have certain things, and you getting stripped, or you putting in public housing and not taught ownership, then it's a lot easier to succumb to negative influences, versus if you come in an affluent neighborhood where every day you see somebody who's a business owner, or you see somebody who understands education and the value of higher learning. It kind of teaches you a different way. But the thing is, it's not really no difference because those same people in the hood have that same intelligence of those people living in Pack Heights or those quote unquote upper echelon neighborhoods. But it definitely get grimy. I done seen some shit. I don't want to talk about it because you feel me, it is traumatic. But at the end of the day, I'm happy I saw that because it made me who I was, and that's that duality. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. I think it's kind of your view on it and what you see. I think it's kind of crazy because like you said, like you wasn't in this. You kind of really remind me of myself a lot.
You a real one. That's why we get along.
It's like you are like born in these environments, but it's kind of like the environment doesn't really determine who you are and who you're gonna be. Like you gotta kind of make what you can make out of it. You feel me?
It's like let's break it down to something like a basketball team. Like, feel me? Not everybody's the shooter on the basketball team. Not everybody's the point guard. And correlate that to the hood. Not everybody's a gangster. Yeah. Not everybody's a square. You feel me? Sometimes you live in that duality of the in between, to where it's like, man, I'm not all the way square, but at the same time, I'm not trying to do no gangster shit, kill my people, be on some other shit. Yeah. Not to look down on either side, but it's just not who you are. Yeah. And it's dope because people like you got a great platform like this because you necessarily couldn't fit in because you was made to stand out. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, real shit. As far as this whole bipin culture, did that started in the city?
Man, I think it started on Page Street. That's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard. But definitely, that's definitely a city thing for sure. Like, man, I remember right when I left to go to college, I was hearing inklings about it. My partner, I'm not gonna say his name, but he made a song about it. He's like, I'm rich off bipping. Bruh, the same year went to jail for bipping. I was like, damn, bruh. But they was hitting. Like, I done heard people hit for over 100,000. Heard some crazy stories. I mean, so it's like that bipping culture is crazy, but you got to keep your antennas up. Same way how New Jersey had that carjacking culture back in the day. That's how bipping is in San Francisco. I mean, but it go all the way back to that root thing of people having lack of resources. You wouldn't have niggas bipping. You got these tourists coming with hundreds of thousands of dollars and all this stuff, and we out here struggling in our own neighborhoods. So it's like, you feel me? It's a give and take. I don't condone anybody doing negative actions, but you gotta if the ends justify the means or the means justify the ends, then do what you gotta do. Just don't bit my whip. You know what I'm saying? Or the Innovator. Don't bip our shit. But
how was the Thizzler cipher for you?
Oh man, that was amazing. It was a really like another full circle type of event to where it's like, damn, this is everything I worked for. You know what I mean? This is how I started rapping, like freestyling, battling. So it was very actualizing to walk in there and be like, damn, felt kind of surreal because Thizzler is a great platform, one of the biggest ones in the Bay. So to come in there and just go do my thing and to look at myself and be like, damn, I did get better. That shit was dope. Shout out to Lil Tyson. I think it was Kata. They went crazy too. You feel me? Shout out to Thizzler too.
What's up with the O2 juice,
man?
Everybody,
what you want to know?
Everybody heard you talking about the O2. This is your own juice,
man. It's my own juice, inspired by people like Zamira, Zeminade, and Larry June. You feel me? I was just making this juice because I got chronic eczema. You feel me? You see, I'm a smooth dark skin nigga right now, though. You know what I'm saying? But I want my skin to be smooth. I don't want to be scratching every time I drink some juice. So I eliminated the sugar out of it. This juice has no alcohol, THC, CBD, caffeine, or cane sugar. You know what I'm saying? So I made this just so I could have an alternative to drink because I love drinking things that taste good, but I don't want my skin to break out. So it's crazy. AB is here. I'm on a celebration of the anniversary of my uncle's death. I was just outside with it, just pouring up pictures for everybody in the neighborhood. We was on Page Street, and then everybody's like, man, it's delicious. And AB looked at me like, hey, you got to sell it. And I was like, fuck it. I'm finna sell it, start bottling it up. Next thing you know, 2 years later, we right here, and it's one of my main sources of income, paying my rent. You know what I'm saying? It's fun.
That's big.
Hell yeah.
You are a true entrepreneur.
Thank you, man.
I love to see it, honestly, bro. I feel like that's the wave. I feel like seeing somebody like you, it's like a big inspiration for the youth and the next generation because it's kind of like you said, I don't personally want to work for anybody ever again.
Man, ever.
So it's kind of like to see you doing this and have your own shit. It's like, Yeah, that's the type of shit niggas need to be on.
Hell
you feel
yeah.
me? Like
my whole hope is just to inspire you. Feel me? I just want to let people know that you can be cool and be different. Like, feel me? A lot of people rocking designer. I'm in here with a Rick and Morty shirt on because it's my favorite show. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I still want to be saucy. I still want to be cool. I want people to see stuff like this and be like, damn, I like what Stunna do. I like what the Innovator do. I want to do it better. Not in a competitive type way. Maybe a little bit competitive, but to a level to where they want to sustain themselves legally or to do something that's out of the box. You know what I mean?
And I will confirm, this O2 juice, you need to go get some. The shit is delicious.
ASAP.
I'm sipping on it as we doing the interview. I know y'all can't see me, but I am sipping on O2 juice for sure. And it's very tasty. So
hey, shout out to the Innovator for great taste buds. You know what I'm saying?
How do you feel about your respect in Norcal as an artist?
I feel like I got to work a lot harder to garnish the respect I feel like I deserve. I feel like it's a scapegoat to be like, because I would say, for me, I'm the best out at anything I do, whether it's rapping, acting, entrepreneurship, or modeling, any realm I step myself into. Yeah. But, you know, I know everything is a process. You feel me? I feel like I should be, a platinum award winning artist right now, but I know you got to put in that work to get it, you know. And right now I feel like this year specifically, I'm getting a lot of respect, and I love it. Shout out to everybody showing me love. And you know what really changed that and turned that over for me was one, giving love and respect and making sure I'm putting that out, and on top of that, kind of silencing all the people that might not fuck with me, you know what I mean? Because before it was like, yeah, I see people fucking with me, but why you not fucking with me? But it's like I'm in such a great place to where I don't need to worry about who's not fucking with me, because that's irrelevant, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, right now just I want to more so show people like you can be like me, be from Northern California and go crazy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
is there what allowed you to, I guess, not worry about like things that you couldn't control? I feel like that's something hard that humans do have to go through. Even me personally, like I naturally, not naturally, but I feel like over the time I just stopped giving a fuck. But like, what was it for you?
Constantly, it's actually a constant thing. I'm still figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? Look at Bulu. It's me, nigga. It's me, nigga. Nigga, yeah, that's the answer. It's me, nigga. I did it. I got confident. I stopped tripping off these niggas. Yeah. Nah, but on a serious note, like it was more so, you know, the realization that you cannot control anything without of your realm, and it happens externally. All I can do is control my attitude and what happens internally. If I want people to recognize me, let me go put in the work. Yeah. If you half-assing it and you thinking that people should fuck with you, it don't make sense. It don't add up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once you put in that work and you know for 1,000% you did everything you could, it's no way that the rewards that you want to reap are not gonna come to you. Yeah. And it's also establishing a positive mindset, realizing that the biggest thing I actually just learned this last week and been applying it is that, for example, say something small like a person not texting you back. Yeah. This person might have something going on in their life to where it's like it's not on you why they not texting you back. They might have a death in their family. They might be overwhelmed. They might just have some animosity towards you. Yeah. But at the end of the day, family, long as you moving righteously, that ain't up to you. Yeah. So you ain't got to trip off it. You know what I'm saying? So that's been the biggest thing. You know what I mean? Staying righteous, staying positive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Stunnaman02. How did you come up with that name?
Oh man, shout out Stunnaman from the pack. Yeah, should I tell the real story?
Tell the real story.
All right, so I'm gonna tell the real story uncensored. Keith, Stunnaman, don't be mad at me. I gotta tell the story. This really happened. So I was like 12 years old. Somebody hit me to come to Yerba Buena Gardens. Feel me? They was like, "Hey man, your girl out here. She out here sitting on niggas' laps. Blah blah blah." I'm like, I mean, but I'm 12. Yeah, I was like, they call me on some anytime. And that's when I started my squad. Bajib, shout out to Brandon, Austin, Wayne, and Papa. Feel me? Still rocking to this day. All my guys still winning. It's the rebrand. Get with it. So basically, somebody hit me like, "Yo, girl out here sitting on people's lap." And we used to just slide downtown because we like to be in the hood, but at the same time, it was like a little bit more fun because there used to be hella girls downtown. Yeah. Young horny kids. We was like, "Oh my God, I need to see girls." So I'm slid down there. I'm not tripping off the female. I'm like, you could do whatever, but it kind of put me on edge already. Yeah. Then right after that, you got to think at that time, this is when Vans came out. This is one of the biggest songs ever. Yeah, sure. And I'm dark skinned with waves. So who do I look like? Stunnaman from the pack. Yeah. Everybody in the hood, I was already kind of going by Jay Stunna. Then I was like, oh, that's a little, he kind of looked like Stunnaman from the pack. Yeah. So as a kid, this became a indirect role model because I'm like, man, you dark skinned, you cool, you be having all the ladies around you, you making money. So I end up seeing him at Yerba Buena Garden.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I'm starstruck.
Yeah.
I'm like, that look like Stunnaman from the pack.
Yeah.
He don't respond.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? So I said to him like 5 more times.
Yeah.
And then he was like, at the end, he walking away. It was kind of condescending. Hey, no, it's all love though. Don't try to make this something you not, because I'm going to tell the end of the story too.
Yeah.
And he was like, because it is Stunnaman from the pack. And I'm like, what? I was like, you got to think like this is one of your childhood heroes.
Yeah.
Looking at you meeting him, and he kind of like being a little condescending. So I'm like, what? I was like, man, basically I started an altercation. I was like, and I called him out his name, and he like, what's up? Pulling his pants up.
Yeah.
And then literally he about to fight me, but I wasn't scared because I had all this animosity. I'm like, man, one of my role models not fucking with me. My bitch out here sitting on people's laps. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I was hot. Yeah, I was hot. I was like, fuck. Yeah, I was like, man, what's up, man? I'm ready. I'm not going out like no sucker like you. So then eventually his partners calmed him down like, hey, you feel me? That's a little kid. You feel me? Don't worry about that. And you feel me? He's a genius like he is, great at artwork. Feel me? I could see by the way he painted his pictures that how he uses his mind. He was able to defuse the situation, walk away, and then we end up linking up a little bit later at the Metron. He was a cool ass dude, chopped it up with some cats from Two Rock and we knew from the point, and it was all good. So then later, like 2 years ago, I'm at a play in Oakland. The dudes, I think the movie Licks, they mom threw a play. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the play and I'm sitting in the thing and I'm like, hold on, is that Stunnaman from the pack? So I go out there because I'm like, man, I got to talk to them about how I got my name. I'm on the up and coming. Before I could reach him, this dude stopped me, white dude, Erickson, producer. He's like, man, I just saw your show at the wrestle event. You was going crazy. I got to produce for you. And I'm like, hell yeah, it's good. It's good. He's like, oh, wait, you got to meet my partner, Keith. And then I introduced myself and I tell him the story and he flexed up like, hold on, Stunnaman02, nigga. And then he just showed me a lot of love. He was like, man, I like what you doing. You going crazy, man. Wear the Stunnaman02 name or wear the Stunnaman name with good grace and keep taking it further. And now I'm looking for Stunnaman03. So if he out there, you know what I'm saying, I might have to pass the name down to my kid. But, you know, we trying to continue this Stunnaman legacy. You don't have to be a Bay Area artist. You just got to have that energy because, you know, when Stunnaman from the pack was rapping, he had all of it, you know what I'm saying? And I got all of it right now.
That's tight.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like a full circle story.
Man, exactly. I feel like my life is just like that, you know what I'm saying? That's like, it's crazy because even though I think of myself as a square, I'm more of a circle because that's how I move fluidly, you know what I mean?
So, I got you.
Yeah.
You also posted a video that kind of went viral when you were speaking on the news.
What, it's me, nigga? Yeah. It's me now.
You were speaking on the news. You posted the clip. I really, that's I feel like that clip made me even more excited to do the interview because I loved how well spoken you were, and I appreciate that. I feel like it's important for artists, black artists, because I mean black people are the majority of artists. I feel like it is important for them to speak on shit that's important for the black community. Man. So I thought it was big for me and for your future because it's like some people don't want to speak on shit like that. You feel me?
Man,
I feel like even what they said about Michael Jordan, about how like he was the biggest athlete of his time, but he never was
kept
political.
His mouth
you
shut.
Feel me?
Yeah.
But I don't think it should be like that. I feel like that's why I'm not a Laker fan, but I do respect LeBron James because every time some shit is going on,
he got our backs.
You feel me?
And at the highest platform possible.
Exactly.
You know
so I feel like that was for me good for you and for your brand that people can see like, oh, nah, he's not just a rapper who's just going to be speaking on these certain things. He's not finna dabble in to be political or say things that some people might not like. You feel me? Like, nah, like, I'm speaking up. Like,
for sure, you got to. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
you always been like that or like?
Always. It's crazy because my mom, she told me like when I was 2, like I was speaking full sentences, so that goes into the articulation. So, you know, I feel like you can be trained to speak very well, but it always been in me to a certain degree. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, I went to Marcus Garvey, and we know Marcus Garvey to be one of the initial Pan-Africanists, you know what I mean? Sure. Talking about economics. And when you 3 years old and they teaching you, count to 10, but they also teaching you knowledge itself, it's kind of impossible to ignore how you can not only help your people, but how you can help yourself by advocating for yourself. After that, I went to a program called ACE. That's how I met a lot of my longtime friends in field mode, because the ACE program was a follow-up to that just in elementary school. Feel me? Teaching that knowledge of self and where you had to be outspoken. But throughout all levels of my life, I was always the person doing the graduation speeches, always the person doing the public speaking, like literally since like 3 or 4 years old. So you feel me? So
I can tell that you I was like this guy public. I'm like you. It was like you could like, I don't know, when somebody's public speaking, you can see like, oh, they might be a little nervous or they might be stuttering a little bit, but like, nah, you was like very well spoken, poised, and like
it's crazy
because look like you belong there.
Man, I've been doing it for so long, but it's crazy. I get nervous every time I speak,
for real,
every single time. But somebody told me something that really helped me. They was like, anxiety happens with everybody. If you don't feel nervous, you should be worried. Now take that, and there's a difference between coward and courage. Is when you feel that anxiety, if you tuck your tail, that's cowardice. But if you in that moment to where your stomach is rumbling or you feel like it just dropping, if you're able to push through that, that's your courage. You know what I mean? So you know, we shouldn't shy away from moments like that. In that moment I couldn't, you know what I mean? So you know, I appreciate the compliments though, because it took a long time to get there. It's been plenty of times for anybody want to do public speaking or performance. It's been plenty of times where I got on stage and I froze, like, for real. Man, for middle school, I went through like my first wave of depression. You feel me? My skin was hella bad. Feel me? Because my skin was bad, that's why I always smell good, look good now, because my skin used to kind of make me have like this kind of like, I don't even want to talk about it. It was traumatic. You know what I'm saying? So it's to the point where I'm not looking or feeling good, and I hopped on stage one time and I just hella people watching me and I just froze, and I was just like and I was like, man, I would never let that happen to me ever again. So you know, I just daily I worked on just telling myself positive things to build my confidence, so when I do get in front of people, I can speak and fluently. And then you gotta talk to yourself too when you're at the crib. If you want to get better at public speaking, the only way you could do it is do that and then speak to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So for sure.
Practicing and having the confidence and the courage, I feel like could definitely take you far and set you apart for sure.
Hell yeah. We need more people speaking up for our people, you know what I'm saying? Advocating. And it's just not our people. Speak up for your own people and have that intersectionality of being able to say, you know, I could talk about or speak up for my own people while understand other people's travesties. We need that right now. We need unity, you know what I mean? We need to treat black people with the respect that they deserve. All people but black people first, because right now it seems like we at the bottom totem pole of everything in terms of respect, when in actuality we are the greatest people out. You know what I mean? I mean, we all technically black. It's all one race. Show love, not hate. All right, that's my last Jordan Gomes campaign. All right.
How do you feel about people that aren't black saying the N-word?
In music, if I hear it, I turn the song off. You know what I'm saying? You know, I do appreciate great music, but, you know, I don't want to get into it. If we in a normal conversation, I understand colloquialisms. I understand the normalization of the N-word, you know. So I get if somebody just say, what's up, my nigga, or something like that, you not black, I'm not going to let it get under my skin because it is just a word. And I'm also not going to take the time to, like, critique you and to do all of that because I know I'm going to waste my energy and it might go one ear out the other. Now, if you say it overbearing amount where it's every other word, I got to speak up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like at that point, it's just like, damn, I know niggas or black people who not saying the N-word this much. Exactly. And then within that, you know, me personally, I think if somebody asks you to stop saying the N-word and you're not black, it shouldn't be a discussion. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be something to where it's like, oh, well, I grew up with these type of people. Nah.
See, I've seen people get pressed and they say shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up around nothing but black people, and they ain't tripping.
And within your circle, that's why I say if somebody comes up to me and be like, "Oh, what's up, my nigga?" I don't necessarily trip off it initially. I might look and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna just keep it going, not let it phase me." But I don't trip because that is my how you grew up. Might be how you grew up. But at the end of the day, if you saying nigga and you feel like a nigga, that means on the other side of it, you need to be putting work into the black community. You shouldn't just get a free pass to say nigga and all this stuff without one knowing the history of the word, and on top of that, not putting some type of economic relief or some type of positive relief into the black community. Cause it's really a badge of honor not to say that word, but to be black in general. The shit that we went through in this country is unfortunate, and it's like at the end of the day, if you're not helping up in our culture. You just taking from it like they've been doing to us since we've been here. So, you know, that's my request. If you feel like I'm not going to get on nobody for saying the N-word unless you saying it to me in a derogatory way or trying to put me down. But if you feel like you should say this, then what should come with that is it should come with the accountability of, oh, I owe it to the black community to help build them up in a positive manner, not add to the buffoonery that might make our community look terrible, which we one of the best and one of the most thriving. So that's my personal sentiments. So I mean, I'm not hating on nobody. I'm not being disrespectful, but I am speaking up because if anybody else was to feel some type of derogatory way, if we use the term of endearment and any other type of ethnicity, race, or gender or anything like that, they would express themselves if they felt uncomfortable. Feel me? Black people, we don't have to let, just because it's been so many years of us being, our feelings being pushed down, we don't have to let people treat us any type of way. And if you fuck with black people how you say you do, you need to respect us. Simple as that.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you independent right now?
Of course. You know what I'm saying?
What would you say like that time this time has been like? You like being independent? You want to sign? Like,
oh, I love
it. What's your mindset?
Quake Beats, that's one of my first producers. He always preaches independence to me, and he's so intelligent. So like anytime I have a question, I go talk to him. But me, like if it was something crazy, like outlandish, like hey, I have $100 million for you to invest in you, we're gonna give you a majority percentage of that. Of course, I would sign to somebody. But for me, ownership is big. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from just my genetics, my instincts, to where it's like it's generations of entrepreneurs and not working for nobody. I've always wanted that. I always want that flexibility. I always wanted that freedom. Right now, my goal is to stay independent. I would love to partner with people similar to like maybe how Nipsey Hussle did a deal or anything like that. But right now, the independence, I'm not going to lie, like it was easy. It takes a long time to build. It takes a long time to build a fan base. It takes a long time to do it just to have that global notoriety, but at the end it's worth it. And I say that because for me, 3 years ago I met a great artist named Larry June. You know what I'm saying? One of the hottest artists out of San Francisco, just a genuine dude. And feel me, life again full circle is because feel me, 3 years ago I feel like he was at where I'm at right now, my artistry. Feel me? Getting some buzz, coming up, but feel me, not getting that notoriety to where it's like, oh, he's really a factor with this music. We just went, me and my team and I, we just went to his event that he had for his Orange Print album. When I tell you that was one of the craziest events, bro, like I'm talking about a line wrapped around 3 blocks. Feel me? All for this artist who's not getting no radio play, who might not be, oh, you say is quote unquote the biggest artist. So you know, I know he's I think he's in a partnership with Empire, but at the end of the day, like just to see a majority independent artist do something like that, it's like really motivating, and it lets me know, like, for me, I could go be a Currency, I can go be a Nipsey Hussle, you know, you know, so you know that's my goal. But if it's a sweet deal though, like if it's something, come on, you know what I'm saying? I got some common sense. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure.
Yeah. What you think I should do?
I would say stay independent. As long as you can. Basically, what people tell me is, if you're not like hungry, or you're not hungry, I guess hungry. If you're not hungry, you're broke, you don't need the money. They say stay independent as long as you can. Sure. They say signing a deal, I guess like early per se is like, I need some money to kind of to live my life. Like,
I will say this, I'm 1,000% happy I have stayed independent and haven't signed anything with anybody, because I was gonna sign a deal. I'm not gonna say with who, but they actually advised me not to drop a song, or they said in signing with them we'd have to move forward from old music. And right now that song and video, well, the song was already out, but the video that I ended up dropping was Big Steppin', and right now I feel like that's one of my hottest. Shout out to AB as the A&R. AB calls out all my hottest records, bro. That's why he be around, man. Dude is a great dude, but you needed him. That's like, you ever watch Dave Chappelle stand up? He was talking about Mac Mittens. AB my Mac Mittens, you know what I'm saying? He keep me in the right direction. So so AB was like, man, Big Steppin'. So, you know, I almost signed a deal. Like, we're literally, contract was sitting in my email. They offered me a certain budget and everything, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna fuck around and do it. But I had already had this video in production, and I didn't want to not utilize it. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just bet on myself. And man, that was the best bet I ever made in my life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're gonna keep it going.
I think, I mean, that situation, I feel like it's important for you to see like put everything on the table. Like sometimes you might have deals, you might not fuck with it. Like it just is what it is. I feel like that's something that I learned like kind of early in getting into like the interview game, because I've had sponsors, I've had many, but it's like now I don't have any. At the same time, the reason I don't have any is niggas wasn't trying to really pay me what I felt I deserved. But I'm like, at the end of the day, y'all gonna try
wait in a year. We're gonna give you this O2 juice sponsorship. Right? But keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's just like, nigga, don't try. I'm not finna just settle for anything. Like, I'm not finna take no lowball deal just to be like, yeah, I got a sponsor. Like, I don't really give a fuck like that. Like, it is what it is. The sponsor's gonna come. Like, the right opportunity gonna come, but it gotta come with like that respect too. Like,
for sure.
Don't come at me like I'm not who I am.
Exactly.
Like,
you know what I mean? Just because you may not have, quote unquote, not saying you, but people look at numbers, or people look at things that quantify or qualify a certain value. When your value is high, you know your value. You just got to add that tax, like they always say. Man, I'm happy you did. I'm happy you didn't fold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How do you feel about everything we've been seeing as far as like the police brutality?
Shit's fucked up.
Gun down in the streets. Like.
Yeah, that shit's fucked up. And I want to talk to people about how they say black on black crime is the worst thing. First of all, let's dispel that myth. Actually, I call it a proximity clause. That's every race commits the most crime against its own race. Look it up. It's statistically factual. You know what I'm saying? Meaning white on white crime is the highest white crime. Latino on Latino crime is the highest crime. Asian on Asian crime is the highest crime. So stop saying we can't care that fucking black people getting killed just because other black people are killing each other. And the fucking reason why niggas be killing each other so much, we in the worst fucking conditions in our country. How are people in Memphis don't have shoes and we're in a first world country? How are we getting third world treatment in a first world country? That shit's fucked up. But back to going into it, black on police brutality, specifically on black people. There's definitely something crazy and wrong with our system. You know what I mean? And we go back to it, and people want to say there's no such thing as systematic racism. Well, where did the police system originate from? Slave catchers. Yeah. How is there not any systematic racism when the origin of our quote-unquote justice system, or the thing that's supposed to keep things in line, was started out as a slave catching thing, or started out as something that was supposed to keep black people in line? And people I feel like the power structure doesn't think there's anything wrong with policing the way it is because it's doing what it was meant to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why there's not a empathetic type view on that side of the spectrum. And I say that side by being white, Anglo-Saxon, and people who might not looking at or might not be from the hood. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how I feel about it. It's terrible. Of course I'm gonna take accountability as a black person, and I do think we should not rely on them to help us or police us. But at the same time, this is like me hitting you in the head with a shovel and then saying, "Oh man, you on the ground, but I still want you to hang out with me, but I'm not gonna help you patch yourself up." Yeah. And then we still supposed to be friends. And I'm just like, man, if I got to, nah, you the one who abused me. Yeah. You should be helping me get right. If you really fuck with me, you don't hit me in the head with a shovel, say you my friend, and then stab me in my leg, and then continuously keep doing stuff like that to me. So the shit's fucked up. But I think I feel like black people have to go back to what started in Oakland as that type of like Black Panther type mindset, where it's like maybe not over aggressive, but defend ourselves and do what we need to help our community grow. I feel like back then it was a lot of stuff we couldn't see, so they was doing a lot of foul play in terms of uprooting our positive role models and our positive influences and kind of moving them out of the community. And now that we have something that can be put on mass media independently, before you couldn't do that. Right now you have a independent outlet that you can put out there by yourself. So now that we have that, I think it's a necessity that we come together, and you feel me, and with that we got to establish a common unity, because how we gonna build the community without common unity? You know what I'm saying? It's necessary. But fuck police brutality, excuse me, not just against black people but all people. You feel me? We not doing no Asian hate, we not doing no hate on no Latinos, we not doing no hate on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Especially ourselves. Feel me?
For sure.
Yeah, my bad if that was long-winded. I was passionate about it.
I feel like you got to speak on it. It's only right.
You got to.
How did the coronavirus affect you?
Man, I got COVID like a month ago. And then I gave it to one of my cameramen. My bad, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you know it's crazy. Initially though, when I first hear it hit, the first week, feel me? Last year I was smoking hella much, cause I was just bored. But that first week, I like the week before COVID hit, I had my whole team in the gym every day. I'm like, nigga, this summer we going out, we on yachts, we going on trips. Everybody finna have a nice body, and they in there. You know what I'm saying? They in there working, and they seeing. We was in there for like a month and a half, and then COVID hit, and I just like, damn, what can I do? But I ended up gaining some weight. I ended up, like, you feel me, getting a little depressed. I was smoking every day, but then because they like, you can't go outside, you can't see the sun. And I was like, I started doing my own personal research, and I'm like, okay, if COVID is an attack on your immune system, what builds the what are the natural things you can do to keep your immune system up high? And that's the 5 natural doctors: water, sunlight, exercise, diet, and sleep. When you regulate those and keeping a low stress level, once I figured that out, COVID ended up being one of the best things for me because I was forced to stay in the house. So I'm recording, I'm writing, I'm doing everything I can. Then on top of that, I don't have these distractions of going out, because we was going out like from Wednesday to Sunday because we like, man, I got to push this music. And then we know everybody in our region. And then we was traveling too. So it's like it slowed me down to the point where I was like, I could just focus on myself, and it was the best thing. It was major dividends, and I'm kind of happy that right before we was able to come outside. Hey, it's outside day right now. We actually doing an interview. This is the first day we can actually be outside with everything.
Actually, heard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So for me, that's dope. But like, I'm happy I caught it like a month ago because everybody was telling me, like, all the people who had more experience in the entertainment game, they was like, man, you gotta chill with going outside so much. You have to more so don't be accessible. You know what I mean? You want people to book you for events. You don't want them to be like, oh, Stunner gonna come anyway, so we don't gotta book him. So I was like, man, I don't know about that philosophy. I gotta sell my juice. I gotta sell my merch. Then I had COVID and I was stuck in bed. I'm like, damn, I can't make no money right now. What can I do? I trusted in my team, and on top of that, me being in the house allowed me to be like, damn, I could actually do even more work if I don't just get tempted by going out. You know what I mean? So it was I feel sorry for everybody who has been affected by COVID in a negative way. But for me right now, definitely was a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? To make the most out of it. How about yourself? Been cool?
It was been cool.
Yeah. Did you catch it?
I don't, not to my knowledge.
Okay, yeah,
I
but
got tested.
Yeah,
I've had some times where I might have felt like I was.
Years.
The mental, I feel like the mental aspect, especially like when it first started, like people was talking about this finna be martial law.
Man, it's crazy.
All that shit was giving me hella anxiety.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
I ain't gonna lie,
bro. You remember the day where like the sky was like orange?
Yeah.
Or it was like dark, and I was like, damn, this is a crazy time.
It was a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I would say at the first I was like low key spooked, but as time went on and I started to like go other places, I went to Arizona, wide open.
Man,
I went to Vegas, wide open.
Houston.
I ain't go to Houston, but I seen it on the grid. But I was just looking like, bruh, like California or some other shit.
Yeah.
When you leave the state, it's like,
man, it's everything open.
I went to Miami. Motherfuckers wasn't wearing masks. I got my mask on. I'm like, y'all tripping out
here. Yeah, for real.
And it's like, I feel like different states were taking care of handling it differently. But like you said, Cali just opened back up today.
Yeah.
Texas been open for hella long.
You know what I'm saying? I think Michigan too.
Case by case, like state by state, for real.
Honestly.
Will you take the vaccine?
No, hell no.
Why?
I don't know. I've never really did that. And I feel like, no shade to anybody else who has taken it, but I don't want to put a substance in my body, even though I understand the science behind it. Yeah. You expose a small amount of a disease to yourself so you can build up antibodies to have your immune system fight it off. But I don't know the other things they put in the vaccine. There's literally been proven that you're putting mercury in the vaccines and stuff like that. And me, I try to stay as holistic as possible. Yeah. I feel like, we've been here for over 100,000 years, humans, the modern human. And you feel me? We've been alive since. I'm pretty sure it's been something worse than COVID. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like we've been had natural remedies and things that allow us to push ourselves. Once I met one of my Native American professors in college told me that she for her period, her grandma used to make a certain type of tea so that she wouldn't. It was used as birth control. Like, that's crazy as fuck to think.
Tea was used as birth control?
Used to help her period and used as birth control. And she only has one kid. She was transparent that she was our sex education teacher and health and sex teacher in college. And she taught me hella shit about sex. Hey, fellas, make sure you understand what a clitoris is. Y'all out here over skipping it. I don't mean to be vulgar, but you feel me? Know what a clitoris is. You know, yeah, and that's how you gonna keep your relationship very strong. But at the end of the day, she was also telling us, she was transparent. She's like, yeah, I had unprotected sex, not hella much, but like she would do it. And they believed in tea, and she would take that tea continuously and not get pregnant. But soon as she was ready to get pregnant, she stopped drinking the tea. Man, like, and it's just like, it's a whole bunch of things like that. But due to the pharmaceutical companies' greed, the thing that's pushed in our face is this instant pill. Like, you know, that's our that's the American way. That's the way our generation is, or just how they want it to be. Everything has to be instant. You got instant coffee, instant noodles, instant gratification, Instagram, you know what I mean? Everything is instant. So it's like, instead of have something to where it's like, oh, I'm going to have to take this for 30 days for it to actually work, or I might have to get the results later. You feel me? We want this instant. People want their bodies done right now so they could look good. But if you put 6 months work in and do the hard work, you're going to get it. You know what I mean? So, but you know, that's why I'm not doing a vaccine. I've never been one of them type of people. Not saying I don't take medicine, you feel me? I'll take some Tylenol or something like that. But at the end of the day, when it come down to it, if I don't have to take it, I prefer not to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How did people react to you when you first started getting into music? Was it like support initially, or
like serious, or just like messing around?
I would say just for the jump. So I guess you probably weren't taking it too serious.
It was just more comedic. Like I think the first song I ever made, I recorded on a phone on Garlington and Hunters Point. It was me, RPRB, a couple of my partners, Papa. We just in there having fun. And then it's like this girl that I ended up going to high school with was talking to one of the dudes that was on the song, and then she's like, she still has her phone today, and she's like, I still have this phone, and I did like one ad lib on a song, and she always be like, she'll come up to me and be like, oh, and she'll say the ad lib to me. So from the jump, like initially, it was an amazing reaction. You know what I mean? So it was just like, it was always something that it was like love and fun to do it. So when I got serious about it, I still had that love and passion for it because it was fun. Even through people might be saying I'm weak or whatever situation is, like it never deterred me, because I was like, oh, I've never been doing it for your gratification at all. I do this because this make me feel good. Also, I used to write poetry a lot, and I feel like I was real dope at poetry. I didn't know I was dope until I could do things other people could. Like, for example, they'll give us like 10 minutes and they'd be like, oh, use all these words in a poem, and then we're gonna see who has the best one. And I would try to be like, all right, 10, 20 minutes, I'm gonna use every word and I'll make it all rhyme. And then they'll be having me reading it, and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of got a talent for this. So, you know, for me, I might not have gotten a crazy embracement from the masses, but it's always been a positive experience with music. I've had certain interactions where I was like, man, this damn near make me want to quit. I'm not feeling this. But it was more so like, you know, from the jump, it was like, oh yeah, I got beginner's luck. They said when you do something you know you're supposed to be doing, you most always gonna get beginner's luck. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's been great.
If someone never heard any of your music, which record would you tell them?
Let me tell you what it is. The government shady. They be stealing kids. But you don't want to hear that shit. You want to hear me brag how I fucked your bitch. Well, guess what, nigga? I did. Heavyweight for sure, man. Without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? But I think the more like another one that like people love is Out That Window. I feel like it just captures a time in San Francisco. It's timeless music. But
that was what, 2019?
2019. Okay. AB called that one too. Hey, shout out to AB, because I was so doubtful about that song. I wasn't even gonna drop it. For real? But we actually ended up driving this Santa Cruz, and went to go perform on the beach, and then I was just playing music, and I was like, hey y'all, let me know how y'all feel about this song, blah blah blah, and they was like, all right. And I played it one time, and the AB was just looking at me like this. And then I was like, I was going to play another song. He stopped me. He was like, no, play that song again. And he played the song from when we got to Santa Cruz So when we got there, he stopped playing it, and then all the drive all the way back. So by the time we got home, I'm in there pulling up, slapping it. I'm getting so comfortable with the song. I'm like, yeah, this do sound good. Yeah. And I appreciate, you need to have somebody like that on your team, because even if he didn't think the song was good, he made me play it enough to where not only I memorized the words, but I thought it was so good to where, oh, I got to put this out. Yeah. And I feel like that energy behind the song was the push for it. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Nah, I think having a good team around you is super important.
Essential.
But also, you know, sometimes, like, I would say this. You will always be like your biggest critic.
For sure.
Feel me? Sometimes it's an outside voice kind of puts some rest to what's going on in your thought process. You like in your thought process. You like, okay, well, maybe this shit is good. Like,
hell yeah, of course.
What's your process for like selecting beats and working on your lyrics?
For the most part, I just find anything that knock, and like it's kind of like I like beats that before I used to be like, oh, I'm gonna make the song, meaning I'm gonna take any beat and make it sound good. Yeah. Now it's more so like when I hear a beat, I want the beat to make the song before I even put lyrics on it. Yeah. So, you know, like that's more so like feeling like, oh, I get chills when I listen to this. Another thing is like just hearing something that just slap, and you're like, oh, off the rip that slap. Yeah. Also got people around me that choose beats, like my folks. Like I got a beat email, and I give my close folks, people who I consider my A&Rs on my team, access to that, and they'll go through it because people send me beats frequently, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, they'll send me a beat and be like, yeah, this one go crazy, and I'll listen to it, and I either be like, I'm feeling it or I'm not, you know. And they'll even go like they'll send me instrumentals, and they'll be like, for example, the Made It Back instrumentals, I just dropped a freestyle to it. Yeah. But my partner was like, you need to do this one. Nobody rapping on this one. And it's like a popular song, but nobody rapping on it. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead. And that was, to me, that was one of the best things I ever spent in my life and had fun with. Yeah. And then the process, you know, the way I write, I do different methods now. Like my writing styles, I call it like a quartet. I don't even know if that's the right word, but I write 4x4, meaning 4 lines 4 times, and now you got a 16. Yeah. And that now if I write like that, I can get any type of pattern from anything from a 4-bar verse or a hook all the way to like a 64, long as I write like that. And then it all coincides. And then other than that, what I did it like the song Big Steppin', Quake played the beat, and I'm like, oh, this is going crazy. And I'm like, we got to make this right now. And I just punched in the whole song. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's another way of doing it. I feel like when you do that, you got more feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I got this natural emotion right now. Because sometimes you might say a line, and then you're like, oh, nah, I got to write it. And it don't sound how you said it at first. So you don't have that energy. And I know me, I'm an energy artist. Like whether it's singing, whether it's anything, I like you to really feel what I was saying. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah. Nah, I rock with that heavy. Yeah. I think that's
thank you. Wow, I really appreciate that.
How long have you like been doing the 4-bar thing? Like how did you learn that?
I think because I didn't know how to count bars for so long, and then I was like, I think my partner LS, he was like, Stunner, you always come in here, you trying to rap this shit straight. Nah, rap it like this. Rap it by every 4 bars. And I'm like, what is that? What do you mean? He's like, bro, every line, break it down to having 4 lines and then rap it like that. So I was like, huh? So eventually I started rapping it like that. Like I'll have a verse and he'll be like, all right, split up by 4 bars. And then I'll split it up by 4. And I'm like, oh, so now, because when I yell, I'm trying to put every single ounce of my whole body or whatever my feeling into to each line. So it's hard to do that for 16 bars straight. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's like breathing control. He's like, man, you want to run out your breath, dude. Don't be afraid to punch in. I think that's the ego. You gotta let Quake always be like, you gotta let the biggest ego in the room be the song. Let the music be the ego. So you feel me? You gotta drop your ego and be like, all right, I can rap it 1 line at a time. And that's how I kind of like, because I was recording it by 4 bars, and I'm like, you know what, I should actually write it like this if I'm gonna record it like that. And it just broke everything down so easy, because instead of if somebody be like, man, write 32 bars to this, it's like, damn, that's overwhelming. Instead of doing that, it's like, oh, all I gotta write 4 bars 8 times. You know what I'm saying? Got stupid easy.
You got a new project that you dropped this year. I gotta feel it.
I gotta feel it, Quake.
With Quake beat.
I gotta feel it.
What was the mindset for that project?
Oh man, it was just long overdue. You know what I mean? Quake always say like, man, if we could have did this project 2 years ago, that would have been the best shit ever. But it was just more so letting people know I'm here. Like, hey, I got it. You feel me? So I came in with a lot of bravado. I love making music for women. That was more of a thing to be like, hey, I could really rap and I could really make music. And then Quake was showing up. He was showing off with them beats. Like, he was letting people know, like, yeah, I'm a humble dude behind the scenes, but like, yeah, I'm really him. You know what I'm saying? And then he went stupid on everyone.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that project.
Thank you.
I was on a flight and I was like, man, I feel like I knew about you for a while, but it wasn't until like we hadn't connected at the time. I don't remember who told me about
my little brother, Love Tolly, Milan. He said he DM'd you like damn near every other month. Like, hey, like every time you be like, hey, put an artist on there. He be like, put Stunnaman02, and he been doing it for like 3 years. So,
I know I've known about you for a while. I was like, okay, and I swear I've seen you grow. I was like, damn, but I remember when you dropped this project. I had the first record I had Slap, I think was Buzzing.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, that shit actually hard as hell.
Yeah, right on.
So I went listened to the whole project and I was like, this is like a really good piece of work. Like,
and that's that Quake Beats.
I noticed like there was a gap between I Got a Feeling and Still Winning. 2 years.
Exactly.
What's going on at that time?
Man, I feel like it's just me not being dedicated to my craft. Simple as that. Me knowing I got the skills, me knowing I got it, but at the same time not being on a point to where it's like, you know, I'm fully invested. In that time, I was in a movie. Feel me? I was graduating college. I was beginning my separation from working a normal job or a 9 to 5 and going into my entrepreneurship. So I was kind of finding my footing. So it was like all these other moving parts and figuring out, instead of trying to prioritize one thing and not do something, how can I make them all coexist? And now I'm in my stride. In the last 2 years since I dropped Still Winning, I found a way to manage that. And now, you feel me, I'm about to put out some very great music now, and I'm excited.
Still Winning, the cover art.
Shout out Ace.
About that, 'cause that's just hard. And I feel like that. I don't know. It was real dope for me to see that. I always like when people do like twist on things that are like big moments or things that will catch somebody's eye. So when I saw that, it for sure caught my eye.
Hell yeah. I know the original photo is very impactful, you know, protesting and just having the ability to speak my message is big to me. You know, being able to advocate, having some ways in order to say what I love and what I want to do. But, you know, I just want to be satirical at the same time, you know, to the point where it's like, all right, you got this serious moment, but it's me on all of them. And I'm letting you know, like, now I'm first, second, and third place. But at the same time, it's intermingled with that, all right, we fighting for something or we protesting something that's bigger. Like, for me, Quake tells me that I have like a Trojan horse in my raps. So it's like to give you that gift of I'm giving you what you want to hear, but it's still going to be that message in there. You know what I mean? So that's how I built my whole style.
I feel like you created a great balance with being political, but also it's like, you know what people want to hear, but you like, I'ma still say
shit.
Some real shit in here.
I might say something like, that's a fine woman with the nice ass, but you know, at the same time, she's still going to school and handling her business, and she
like. I like that dynamic. I feel like people could gravitate to it because it's like you're saying what people need to hear, but you also on some player shit. You also on some gangster shit. But it's like you never like shy away from like saying what is important. I feel like, I feel like people do. I feel like some people only say shit that's derogatory and it's not positive, or they promote all this bad shit. It's like, nah, like you can say what you want to say. Music is your creative, but like use your platform for some positive too at the same time.
Exactly. And that's the whole reason, to be honest, that's the driving reason behind building my platform, especially after last year when I seen like, I didn't feel like I had a huge platform, but me doing what I did was able to go to the point where now London Breed actually is taking money from the police force in San Francisco and putting it into black community. Of course, it's not as how much we want, but it's saying like, damn, think if I had probably like 10,000 followers or whatever on Instagram at the time. Think if I had 1 million followers, and I was able to speak out like what would be the impact, and you know that, and that, you know what I'm saying. And so that's the goal at the end of the day. But I also gotta realize we human. You feel me? I'm in my 20s. You feel me? I grew up in not only a neighborhood that is famous for pimping, but at the same time I grew up in a party type of lifestyle. So you know, of course I don't want you to disrespect women, but at the same time, you know, I'm learning how to court women and be respectful. So you know, I'm telling my stories of what's happening, you know, and so you know,
for sure.
Yeah, so you know, I gotta have that duality.
Outside of music, what are your hobbies?
Working out, kicking with my homies, definitely acting for sure. I don't even think that's a hobby. Like I'm going into that. Like, oh yes, hello. Nigel Standard saying you can see I'm chilling with the Innovator. After this, we're gonna go to Roscoe's and then pull up on Joe's House Brawl, one of those places where they have the strippers and whatnot, shaking their ass and bouncing titties. Cause you know Nigel likes a good biddy. Shout out to my bloods. Yeah, just be having fun with that shit. That came about when I was every time I do that and something crazy happens with that. Somebody from a earlier part of my life always says, "Oh, you've been doing that since high school. Oh, you've been doing that since middle school. Yeah. Oh, you was doing that in elementary school." And I'm like, "Damn, for real? I don't even remember that." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that stuff like that is just a comedy. Then also, you know, having the elements of having fun and doing like stuff that's more drama type things, like being the last black man in San Francisco and having to cry. You know what I mean? Or working on a Rent Check series with Mike Evans and having a series scene about police brutality that's coming out soon in August. Make sure you watch that. But you know, like just doing that more serious because I feel like it comes more natural. You know,
has acting always been something you wanted to get into?
I knew I wanted to do it. It's like you ever had that thing of where you know you're good at it, but you don't have anybody that's like, you should go do it, or you feel me, or it's not something that's burning. I always wanted to be an athlete. That's why I still work out now, because I like to be in shape. It feels good. But at the same time, when I was in high school, being an athlete, or in middle school, like I would still like be like, oh, I'm gonna be in this play, or oh, I'm gonna. In high school, I had an acting class, and my acting teacher's like, you need to be in advanced acting. I don't know why you even taking this. Like you need to take it up to another level. So you know, that's basically it.
Do you believe in aliens or ghosts?
Both.
Why?
Well, you know, Buzz Aldrin actually slipped up in an interview when he said they were talking about a trip to the moon, and he said they actually went to Mars, and then he said that they met people that were 9 to 10 feet tall, and they were pitch black. You know what I mean? Resemblance to Sudanese people who are actually linked to the first people in the world. So my theory is that aliens are quote unquote aliens, like how they say Egyptians and all these people aliens really built the pyramids. I think the ancestors of a lot of Africans and a lot of native people are what are quote unquote aliens, and they either intermingled or procreated with the modern day human to create what we are now, or more so specifically melanated individuals are. You know what I'm saying? That's why I would believe in aliens. And it's like a lot of things you can't explain that is just like crazy. And then they got hella shit like Area 51. I think somebody, maybe Bulu or somebody, had put it on Instagram, and it was like all these places that you can't go to in America that have all this top secret like information. I'm just like, what the fuck? What they got hiding in there?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? yeah, but. And then Ghost, I just watched Conjuring recently, so I was like, oh yeah, this shit real. So you know.
You ever seen a ghost? Nah.
I wouldn't say never seen a ghost, but spirituality is heavy, like you know, and that. So yeah.
If you could pick yourself to be any animal in the world, what would it be and why?
Probably a jaguar, or panther. Jaguar, panther, maybe kimono. Can I pick multiple?
Yeah, go crazy.
For jaguar, panther, maybe kimono dragon. I want to learn how to fly too, so I need like some big ass wings. Yeah. I would like if I could be a mix of like an eagle with a panther, and then something that could swim hella good. That would be dope, because I'd be everywhere just all over shit. But I still want to be a predator to a degree, because I wouldn't be a vicious predator. I'd be like, you feel me? You know, I'll be the predator. Like, you know, I prefer not to eat meat a lot of times because, you know, I respect you guys. But then it'd be like, you know, them birds. Exactly. Like them birds like, nigga, you can't fly that good. I'd be like, okay. Like all over him, like ripping off his head. Like, yeah, what's that shit you was talking? That's the fuck I thought. Bitch ass nigga.
If you could relive your life, is there anything you would change?
I used to always say that I wish I could go back to when I was like maybe 8 and just have the same knowledge that I have now and put that into like the working out and playing sports and do what I do, because at a young age my dream was I wanted to be the first athlete to play football, basketball, and baseball at a professional level. Right. But I let one of my tutors tell me like, oh, you can't do that, you have to pick. I wish I would have known that all you need to do is work hard, and I would have did it, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's one thing I would have did, and I would have listened to people way more. My grandma, she used to tell me something all the time like, keep your eyes and ears open, and I didn't get what that meant till last year, and I was like, oh, you keeping your eyes and ears open because you got 2 eyes and 2 ears. That's 4 ways to inhibit knowledge, and you only have 1 way to let knowledge out. Yeah. So you should listen and absorb 4 times as much as you put out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I would have definitely. But other than that, everything is smooth. My life is amazing. You know what I mean? I probably would have went back so I could have been like a millionaire by the time I was like 13. But you know what I mean? So everybody would do that though.
Biggest lesson you've learned in the music industry so far?
Give as much as you can, but don't overextend yourself. And by that I mean like the most successful people you're ever gonna meet are people who are giving. Oh man, I got this verse for you. Oh, I can help you do this. I can put you on here. They always been able to project themselves in a higher level, but don't overextend yourself. Oh yeah, I could give you this verse, but damn, I'm putting my project on hold. Hey, yeah, I could come to your show, but damn, I'm not getting paid for it. Like when you should be, and also, speak up for yourself, advocate for yourself. Yeah. It's not as grimy as it seems. It's just at the same time, you got to realize who you should get in bed with and who you shouldn't. And then if you moving righteously, the game guys is going to look out for you. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, also work your ass off. Like I didn't really get it. I was just thinking like, oh, you can make 1 song and blow up. That's like a small percentage. Majority of the people are successful literally do this every day. Like treat it like a job. You know what I mean?
Consistency for sure.
Definitely.
For my final question, I want to ask you.
Oh, it's almost over. I was having fun. This is dope.
What advice would you give to the younger you?
The younger me, believe in myself. Trust your instincts 1,000%. Not saying that you're always right, but believe in yourself so much so that doubt is not even a word that you use. Because had you never doubted yourself, you would be doing what you're doing 10 times as much now. And you're a handsome young dude. You feel me? Get out there. Don't trip off what people gotta say. Keep that game strong. Feel me? And work hard. Get your money long. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Proud of you, young self. So, yeah.
Do you have any final words for the fans before you get out of here?
I just want to say thank you to you. Anybody who supported me, man, I appreciate y'all 1,000%. Thank you for buying the juice, listening to the music, watching the movies, and buying the merch. Anybody who just seeing me for the first time, man, come say what's up. Go spend everything I did. Go watch Last Black Man in San Francisco. Come taste this O2 juice. We got it for you.
Go taste the O2 juice immediately.
Immediately. Like, what you waiting on? You know what I'm saying? Life is short. You need it right now. And other than that, make sure you go be a part of that Big Steppin' O2 challenge right now. It's going crazy right now. Go slap the song Big Steppin' O2. Make sure you do it. You know what I'm saying? And Instagram, TikTok, and everything. You know what I mean? All social media platforms. And most importantly, do me a favor and have a beautiful evening. Or whatever time it is where you at.
You already know. Dope interview on the way. Stunnaman02, San Francisco, California. We in the building. I appreciate you.
Of course. Yee, we out of here.
You're locked in with the Innovators. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell.